Yep, yep, yep. You already know who it is, man. King Ade with the Wizards Review. You already see the mood. You see the energy, man. I ain't too live right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too live right now. Um, Shoot, I'm freezing up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? All right, man. All right, see? Even the program, its energy's low right now too, man. But anyway, man, with all that said, you already know, man. It's the end of the season. And quite frankly, honestly, like as an NBA fan, as a basketball fan, and just understanding how the playoffs go, the team with the better team over a 7-game series is going to win the series. Like, that's just how it goes. And that's exactly what happened this series. You know what I mean? I was hoping that, Embiid wasn't going to play Game 5. That was the biggest chance we had to get another game. I mean, that's all we could have asked for, another game. Try to extend the series. It's like a glass half full, glass half empty. We could say, we try to extend the series. That's glass half full look. Or we're just delaying the inevitable. Glass half empty look, you know what I'm saying? And for this series, I kind of knew what was going on, so we kind of delayed the inevitable. We had a gentleman's sweep. We won one game in the series, so we didn't get totally embarrassed. But we were overmatched, outplayed, and this was definitely a disappointing loss. So otherwise, it was an up and down season, but we made the playoffs, so we did a good thing. But we're going to talk about that a little later, man. So let's just get right into it, man. Since we lost the game, we got eliminated from the playoffs. Let's just start with some of the things that I liked during this game, man. And, I liked the beginning of the game, how we started playing at the beginning. We was going straight to the hole. We knew Embiid wasn't going to be playing. And we played like he wasn't there, you know what I mean? So I definitely liked that. Westbrook, he was hitting jumpers early, you know what I mean? So I definitely like that as well. At the beginning of the game, we were playing with a sense of urgency. You know what I mean? So, at the beginning of the game, it was looking really good. You know what I'm saying? It was looking like we might come back. We might come through and get the win. But it felt like we just ran out of energy. So, but I did like how we played with a sense of urgency. And I saw us crashing the boards as well. You know what I mean? We tried to crash the boards. All of this was early in the game, first half. You know what I mean? But we did show some heart. We did show, again, a lack of urgency in the beginning of the game. So I like that. Gafford's presence, he played well. He was a great pickup for us this season, man. If we had him earlier, we might have had a better seed, honestly. He was really the pickup when he came to the team is when our season turned around. So we got to give the front office a little bit of credit for that, for at least getting something in the middle of the season. But it seems like we can never get the players we need from the start. You know what I mean? Not to say, Bryant got hurt, so we got to factor that into the equation, man. But Gafford was definitely a great pickup, and he played with a lot of energy tonight. So I kind of like what he did. We got the Sixers into the penalty early in the second quarter, so I like that because it showed that we were playing with aggressiveness again. And I was hoping we could just carry that through the whole 48, but unfortunately we just couldn't do that, man. I like Rui. Rui played well tonight, man. Besides Beal and Westbrook, he was the only other player to score double figures tonight. And overall, he showed glimpses of, if he continues to get better and develop, he's sure going to be a great player for us. He's going to be a great role player. I don't know about all-star. I don't know that yet, you know what I'm saying? But he does have the potential if he can step his game up more and be more consistent. But he did play well tonight, man. And he was one of the few bright spots of the night. And I liked how Beal and Westbrook started the second half. You know what I'm saying? They started off fast, and it gave me hope that, okay, we might get this win tonight. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't meant to be, man. It wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? So, that's really all I liked about the game. You know what I mean? A lot of what I liked, for the most part, happened in the first half. A little bit at the beginning of the third quarter, man. But ultimately, the second half, That's where we lost the game, and that's where I'm going to start, man. For the things that I dislike. Just the second half, fourth quarter. The third quarter is when they blew it open because it was close. We kept the game close, and quite frankly, that's when I knew we were going to lose because they didn't have Embiid, and they were way too close. They were way too close throughout the game for us to sustain. You know what I mean? We needed to go up on them, and we needed to go up double digits early for us to have a chance to win this game tonight. Because again, they didn't have their best player. For them we started off fast. But it was like a marathon. You know how you start a marathon, you never ran it before, and you start running fast, you think you got it going on. You're like, yo, I might win this. But as as time goes on, you just lose energy, you lose stamina, and when it's all over, you like in 10th place or something like that, man. So that's exactly how we look tonight, man. We started off fast, but we just lost energy, and we didn't sustain. What else I didn't like? I knew things were going to be a tough game with Seth Curry. Not Steph. Not Steph Curry, though. Seth Curry was doing way too much early. You know what I mean? He was doing way too much, hitting way too many shots. He was just doing way too much. I'm like, man, he ain't never looked this good. He's all right. You know what I'm saying? He looked good like this at Duke, but not in the NBA. You know what I mean? So I knew it was going to be a long night because he was going toe-to-toe with our best offensive player, which is Bradley Beal, as far as scoring. You know what I'm saying? We can't have a Seth Curry, getting 20-plus points, scoring when they need him to score. He's a role player. If we got a chance to win, we got to shut him down. You know what I mean? And for him to do what he did, I knew it was going to be. I knew it wasn't going to look good tonight, man. And then on top of that, Maxey, the young rookie, 20-year-old, never seen him. I mean, I've seen him play. I'm not going to act like that, but for him to come through and he was just another finisher. You know what I mean? Curry and Maxey, like these are role players. These are players that had big impacts on the game, and we had no answer for both of them. They weren't Embiid. They weren't Simmons. They weren't Tobias Harris. You know what I mean? We got to shut the rest of the role players down, and we didn't do that tonight. When I saw Maxey come in, play with the confidence, saw that we couldn't stop him, I already knew with Curry too, that was going to be a long night, man. It was going to be a long night. Another thing that did us in was the bad turnovers. There were just way too many turnovers. Beal had another 5 turnovers tonight. Westbrook had 4 turnovers. They led the team with turnovers tonight. And I guess, they have the ball in their hands the most, so it kind of makes sense for them to have the most turnovers. But 5 turnovers by one player is just way too much. And Beal had 7 turnovers the game before. But quite frankly, man, Philadelphia's defense is they're just too strong. They clamped up on us on the fourth quarter. They clamped up. We couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to just come for Beal, come for Westbrook. We just didn't have the personnel to match up with these guys in a 7-game series. I already knew that. I knew that off jump. You know what I mean? We hope for the best as Wizards fans, but as an NBA basketball fan, just understanding matchups, I saw it when we played them the second game. Remember, we played them the first game of the season. It was a nice back and forth. They got the win. I saw the potential, but I wasn't ready to just give it to them like that. But after the second game when we played them, I was ready to say they about to win the East, man. Just looking at Embiid doing what he was doing, you know what I'm saying? And for them to do what they did tonight without Embiid, beat us by double digits, almost 20, they got a nice deep team. Or we got a light, not enough talent on our team, or a combination of both. But one way or the other, they were just too much, man. So I didn't like those turnovers. The first half, both first, second, maybe third and fourth quarter, quite frankly, man. The closing of all quarters of this game, we didn't do well, man. We didn't close the quarters out. No quarter this game we closed out well. And that also led to our downfall, man. I didn't like that, man. The Sixers, again, they started pulling away in the third quarter. They had a 38-point third quarter. And that's what separated the game. You know what I mean? That's what separated the game. And in the fourth quarter, they just put the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? But the third quarter, I already saw it. It just looked like, again, we just ran out of gas. We ran out of adrenaline. It's like they played with the realization, especially the role players, because Westbrook, he played hard throughout the night. You know what I'm saying? But especially the rest of our players, it looked like they came to the conclusion, they came to the realization that it was about to be a wrap. they just weren't enough. It felt like that when I was watching the game. You know what I mean? It felt like that in the third and especially in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I usually watch whether we lose by 1 or whether we lose by 20. I usually watch until there's zeros in the fourth quarter on the clock. But today, I'm not even going to lie, y'all. I'm not even going to lie, man. I think I was up out of there around 4-minute mark. You know what I mean? 3.5-minute mark. I stopped watching, man. I stopped watching. And I really should have done it earlier. You know what I mean? But I couldn't watch it to the end, man. It was just ugly. So I wasn't happy about that. And the biggest reason why I feel we lost the game was Ben Simmons, man. He did what a superstar, best player on the team type person supposed to do on a closeout game. Come up big when the team needs you. He can't shoot, but he gets to the paint, plays defense. He had nice assists, great passing tonight, rebounding. He had a triple-double. You know what I mean? He had a triple-double. He did what he was supposed to do. He closed us out. He closed us out, man, and he was the biggest reason why we lost the game, man. You know what I mean? So, it was just a disappointing loss. But ultimately, man, again, I'm going to reiterate this. It's either, you could look at it from a positive perspective, like, we could have extended the series, or be more realistic, maybe pessimistic, but I'm looking at it as a realist that we did delay the inevitable because we got to win. You know what I'm saying? If Embiid didn't get hurt, we might have got swept up out. We might have got swept. You know what I mean? But we didn't. We got to win. But for us to lose without Embiid tonight, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they played in Philly and the energy in there was just too much for us. Everything was just too much, man. So, it was tough, man. We had a tough loss, but we made the playoffs. We got to be proud about that. We had an up and down season. The beginning of the season didn't look like we were going to make the playoffs at all, man. You know what I mean? They started so bad that I couldn't watch no more. I couldn't do this for a while, man, because I was so angry. I was just so, just tired of just coming on here and I talk about losses every single web episode. You know what I mean? So for us to make the playoffs was an accomplishment, man. I'm proud of them for that, man. But, so we're going to talk briefly about the next season, what to look for, what we need to do in order to get better. And, let's just get it out there. I was on Twitter all night, man. Twitter all night. And the thing that I saw, the recurring theme that I saw is fire Scott Brooks. Fire Scott Brooks. You know what I mean? And trust me, there's been times throughout the season when I was doing these live streams that I was saying the same thing as what I was reading on Twitter tonight. And quite frankly, I won't be upset if he's gone. I think I'll be a little upset if he's back. But I'm not as fire Scott Brooks as what I saw on the internet tonight. Only because I know that, we don't have the personnel. We did well, we did okay, you know what I'm saying, to get to the playoffs, but we don't have the personnel to be an elite team. I hope people aren't thinking that if we get a new coach that somehow we're going to be a championship contender or something like that. Man, we got to cut that out. We got to cut that out, man. This is not the NFL. This is the NBA. When the beginning of the season starts, the teams that are going to be finalists for contenders for the finals. That starting. We knew Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Philly were going to be there at the end. We knew this. You know what I'm saying? Wizards was not one of those teams. So let's not act like if we had a different coach that somehow our fortunes would be better. We got to keep it 100. But with that said, there were a lot of things that I saw, especially this season. I've been watching Brooks for the last few seasons. And one consistent theme was lack of defense, man. Lack of defense and lack of creativity on offense. So I'm not going to act like that. I didn't see that, man. And if those are the reasons why he doesn't end up getting extended, so be it. Because there are coaches out there that are more creative, more innovative. There are more coaches that's going to get more out of their players, even if they had the same roster that Brooks had this season. As far as defense, we wouldn't have had the terrible start that we had if we had a coach that, something like a Doc Rivers, you know what I mean? Someone that commands respect as soon as they walk in. So So if we do get a new coach, it has to be somebody that commands respect as soon as he walks in the building. We can't have a weak coach. We need a coach that has a... I'd rather us have a defensive-minded coach and he hires a staff that can help him with offense, man, because we need to play better defense, but we need our team to be tougher. We also need a bigger team. If you watch Philly versus us, you could just see the size difference immediately. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that we need. We need more size. We need our players, Rui, Denny. We need them to get better. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook, he's been in the league for a while. You know what I'm saying? I would hope he could get better shooting, but if you've been in the league over 10 years and you still can't shoot, you can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just hoping that, you know, he just gets healthy, you know, watch film, you know, just, you know, cut down on the turnovers as much as he can. He's a high turnover player, so, you know, that's what we're going to expect from him. But hopefully he could have, you know, maybe a turnover less a game. You know what I mean? That's a possession that could help us. You know what I mean? That could be the difference between a win and a loss. So we definitely want to see him turn the ball over less. And Bill, you know, just keep it up, man. Just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep developing as a playmaker. Just keep having that same scoring potency that you had this season. We need that next season, man. You know, those are the big things that I think we need to, us as Wizards fans needs to be looking for next season, man, because the flaws that we had this season, 3-point defense, rebounding, lack of defense, those are why we lost tonight's game and ultimately why we're going home. You know what I'm saying? We got to get better in those areas if we want to have a better run next season in the playoffs. But if we want to really talk championship, we got to find a player. I don't know who that player is that's going to come to DC, but it has to be an elite player for us to even have a chance to think about championship contention. You know what I mean? Just be real about it, man. You know what I'm saying? But we could definitely, you know, possibly make it to the second round next season, man, if we get some of the changes that I just spoke about. So anyway, man, you know, this is going to be the last broadcast. I might do something over the summer, you know what I'm saying, especially if Summer League is back, you know, the draft. Let's just see what happens, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. But for this season, this is definitely the last live stream, man. I really enjoyed my time. I enjoyed the people showing me love and just supporting what I'm trying to do out here, man. I appreciate that. And if you guys like the content, I would appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel on YouTube at The Wizards Review. You know what I mean? You can follow us on Twitter at Wizards Review. And you can like us on Facebook. Search at The Wizards Review. I'll always be active. You can find me, King Ade DMV, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on NBA 2K21 Next Gen on the Xbox Series S or X, man. You know what I mean? I'm out there balling and all that. So anyway, man, it's been a good season, man. I know up and down. It's been real emotional, but hey, we're Wizards fans. We're used to this. You know what I mean? The ups and the downs. Hopefully we have a better season. And hopefully we're just more consistent, man. But anyway, man, I'm going to continue to watch the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Who I got winning the shit, man? Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee. I think it's going to be a team in the East, for sure. That's what I do think. I think the team in the East is going to win the chip this year. That's for sure. I was saying Philly gonna come out the East. I was saying that during the season, man. But I don't know about Embiid's status. And even if he gets better, I mean, I do think he is the X factor. I do think that Philly, if Embiid is healthy, man, that's hard to say. They're gonna beat the Bucks? That's hard to say, man, because the Bucks been looking good, man. Giannis I don't know, he looks focused, man. And having Holiday, Middleton stepping his game up. It's going to be a real good series. And Brook Lopez, you know what I mean? He's not to say he can contain Embiid or anything like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a slouch. You know what I'm saying? So I still think Embiid. I mean, if Embiid has a series, he's healthy. And that's a big if. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the key. If this one I'm going to say. If Embiid is healthy, and he plays to his potential, I don't think the Bucks have anything that can stop him, and they're going to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Philly's going to move to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then I off jump. No. It's Philly versus the Hawks. Yeah. And then Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Yeah, that's what it is. So, man, with that said, I got to go with Brooklyn, man. I got to go with Brooklyn because it's a perimeter. Yeah, it's a perimeter-oriented, Durant, Harden, Irving versus Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. You know what I'm saying? And I just think the better players are on Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, the better three is on Brooklyn. So I think Brooklyn's going to win, and I think Philly's going to win. Like, they're going to beat Atlanta. They're going to beat Atlanta, all right? So then that leaves Philly and Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference Finals. And, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one, man, because that big three-headed monster, that three-headed monster, but Joel Embiid, I don't see Brooklyn being able to stop him either. You know what I'm saying? So, but if we're going to go 3-on-1, like Ben Simmons, he can't shoot, and he's inconsistent from the free throw line. Durant, Kyrie, Harden, they can hit free throws. Any of them could drop 30 on any given night. Shoot, they all could drop 30 in the same night. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to go with Brooklyn. Coming out the West, coming out the West, Utah, Phoenix. I mean, this is even funny for me saying these type teams. You know what I mean? LA, the Clippers. It's gonna be one of them, man. But whoever it is, they're not gonna win it. They're not gonna win the finals. They're not going to win the finals. It's going to be a team from the East. And since I said Brooklyn, that means Brooklyn's going to win the finals, man. So that's my pick for the NBA Finals, the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see if I'm right, man. But anyway, man, I enjoyed all the people that supported me, man. I enjoyed doing this, man. Next season, hopefully I can stick out the whole 82 games. They just got to, you know what I mean? They can't have a start like they did this season, or there's going to be some hiatuses. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, have a good night, man. Have a good summer. I'm going to see y'all next season. Again, Summer League, y'all might see me on here and there. The draft, you might see me. Just depends. It just depends for real. If there's any big news with the Wizards on the off season, and I feel like I got to talk about it, you know what I mean? You might see me on there, but that's why you got to follow me on Twitter. Just to let y'all know, man. But yeah, man. Again, man.